This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Testing is complete, which means all 20 drivers have taken to the track, which means all 20 drivers have driven their car, which means all 20 drivers helmet. We've seen all the lids. Today, I want to tier list them. Best to worst, banger to clanger. My name's Tommo, and let's talk about it. Right, I'm going to go in no particular order, although I'm going to start with Yuki. Yuki Tsunoda, his helmet, the template is very much unchanged, but this is a helmet that I think last year I put top of banger, or the last time I did a helmet tier list review thing anyway. Unfortunately, this year, I'm not feeling the colours. They are obviously very Red Bull, but I don't know, I preferred it in the past. Like, the base template's great with the maple leaves, but as it is, this lockup is just not hitting for me. I'm actually going to put it in minor clang. I wouldn't say it's a bad design, it's just disappointing design. Like the Alpine livery, almost. Nice in isolation, but compared to previous, it's not hitting. Next, we have George Russell, the icy blue, really nice, contrast to black. Lovely, pretty much just a two-colour design. There's not much I don't like about it, and I can't put it in mid. I'm going to put this in small bang, although I don't anticipate it will be towards the front, because I think there's some more creative helmets knocking about. Either way though, George's, he's found this distinctive colour that really offsets nicely to the car he's in as well. It's not quite the Patronus, that it's not so greeny as the Patronus kind of teal. It is more this kind of icy bright blue. He's not the only driver with a icy bright blue helmet either, but I think George's is very, very nice. That's a small bang for me. Next, we have Carlos Sainz. Ooh, interesting. Carlos has a very tried and tested template. He's gone very busy with the sides this year, actually. More so, I think, than in the past. He's still got the kind of matte black / dark grey on the top, and then chrome numbers, but then a lot of shiny yellow, shiny red on the side. It's not my favourite rendition of this base design, not by any stretch. Also on the back, the Peroni like overlaps onto the red, which just looks really, that logo's too big for that space. Like, what are they doing? Look, it's still a great design. However, I'm gonna put it in small bang, but behind George. I think it's up there with one of George's best helmets yet, but for me, this is a bit of a disappointing take on what I think is a very, very good base. Next up, Kevin Magnussen. This is quite the departure. Now, this helmet is very, very heavily leaning on Oakberry, which is a brand that they do kind of like desserts and like frozen yogurts and stuff, which is, I mean, it's interesting. It's better than Crypto, I suppose. Sorry, Acai Bowls. I don't even know how that's pronounced. Look, it's very Miami. It feels very Miami, that the color palette with the big parrot on the side. But this is a clanger. I'm sorry, I do not like this at all. This is a hell of a swing and a miss for me, I've got to say. They better be paying him good in Acai Bowls. I don't even, how do you say it? Acai. Actually, let's have a check. How many T's have I got left now? 13 left, and almost entirely mediums. I guess I know for the next t-shirt that I should get a few less mediums made and a few more larges and extra larges. But anyway, thank you to everyone who bought a t-shirt from TOMMO'S my website, hosted on today's video sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that I've been using for years to host my own online home, not just TOMMO'SRacingGoods.com, but also my portfolio, tommocluskey.co.uk. And trust me, if I can do it, you definitely can. All right, thousands of beautiful drag and drop templates, advanced functionality if you're selling products, if you want to do email campaigns, members only areas, etc, etc. Squarespace has it all. And best thing of all, you can play around it to your heart's content free of charge. It's only when you want to publish your website, your finished website, live to the world, that you have to pay anything. And when that time inevitably comes around, because of course it will, make sure you use my link. Head to squarespace.com/TommoF1 to get 10% off your first website or domain. Next up, Max Verstappen. Big EA Sports branding on the front immediately hits you, doesn't it? Got the Red Bull on the side, the bright blue, the white, the red. It would be interesting if that red was orange, just to kind of fit in a bit more with the Orange Army look, you know. But as a helmet, oh, this is nice. The Red Bull branding really works in it. It doesn't feel like a awkward addition like it kind of does a bit on Yuki's, or at least it has on Yuki's in the past. This is more of a Red Bull colour palette for Yuki's. This has got a going banger. It might not be top of banger, okay? We're going best from left to right here. But for now, this one absolutely slaps. I love what he's doing with his helmets right now, Max. The bright blue for me is the thing that really sets it off, actually. I think if it was the darker Red Bull blue that they use on the actual car and the race suits, it wouldn't hit anywhere near as nicely as it does. Charles Leclerc up next. Oh, Charlie, I tell you what, this for me is very, very nice. A couple of different reds going on here, and I think that's more to do with, you've got metallic, but you've also got gloss. You could argue that shouldn't work, but it does. The Leclerc text on the side is a little bit weird, yeah. But I've always loved the Monaco stripe down the top. Look, it's a Monegasque resident. It's red and white. It works with Ferrari like an absolute dream. All the sponsors, very nicely implemented. The split 16 on the side with half white, half metallic deep red. This is also a banger. I'm putting it behind Max though, just. Next up, Fernando Alonso. Very little change based off of the template he's been using for a very, very long time now. The Aston Martin wings, I think this is really nicely implemented actually. I'd like to see a bit more red towards the front, so I think that's a really nice highlight colour. You don't really see any from the front on angle. I'm going to put this in small bang. It's not my favourite version of this template. I think Fernando's helmets have been really good over the years. I think this bright neon is going top of small bang, but it's not quite making it into the banger category, not for me. Lewis Hamilton, back in purple. I'm sure last year he didn't really run too much purple. It was mainly the neon. And I really like the purple. I'm still not sold on the neon, to be honest. It's got some nice little kind of rainbow accents around it. I think maybe keep them and drop the neon. It's a bit of a mixed bag for me, Lewis's helmet this year. It's going to go in mid. First introduction to mid. There is as much as that I do like about it as there is that I don't like about it. I don't have a problem with neon as a colour fundamentally. It's just on this design with the purple, I'd rather see the purple shine on its own, because Lewis can really own that colour, you know? Embrace the purple, Lewis. That's what I say. Nico Hülkenberg. Now this base template has gone very much unchanged over many a year. He had the black and the yellow when he was at Renault. Oh, that was so good. Now he's got purple and green. I don't know if this has anything to do with Oakberry again. There's no Oakberry logo on it. What is... No, that colour combination is a shocker. I still really like the composition, although the Hülkenberg, with his name without the vowels, I'm not so keen on that. The composition is quite nice, but that colour balance, oh, I hate it. It's awful, with the red of the MoneyGram on the purple as well. No. It's just about escaping clangor, but it's right in the bottom of minor clang, just because that base design, I still really like it. It's just the colours reek, man. Valtteri Bottas, he always likes to bring something different. I always respect when a driver goes out there and is creative with their helmet designs. And look at this. This is like the Northern Lights, isn't it? Looks sick. I liked it when Daniel Ricciardo in the past as well would go for like a really out there, unique design, which doesn't, adhere to a standardized template. It's just a really cool, interesting take on a helmet design. Valtteri, this is really smart. Is it something that's going to captivate and stay in the mind and become memorable for a long time? No, but also the green kind of complements. Obviously the new car is black and green as well. Valtteri, I'm putting your lid into small bang. I'm going to put you ahead of Carlos, but behind George. It's Checo time. Sergio Perez, right. Red Bull base. He's got some really interesting kind of design elements subtly built into the blue behind. He's got a lot of white on the helmet, which from my Red Bull livery redesign, which didn't go down well with a lot of people, but I thought it was nice. Incorporating the white alongside those two colours, I think it's nice. He's got a lot more yellow on the helmet than Max does. But where do I put it, Checo? Where does it go? It's definitely in Small bang or banger. Do I prefer it to Fernando's? I think I do actually. I think I'm going to put it at the top of small bang. Yeah, I'm happy with that. If that small bang category gets a bit too full up, then I might have to move a couple down to mid. I think we'll see. Because next we have Lando Norris. All neoned out, just kind of 2 colours. Works really well with the Monster Energy branding on the helmets as well. With the black, I love the little Lando detail he's got written into that as well. Really blends into the design. Asymmetrical pattern as well. It's always nice, it stands out a little bit more. It's a really interesting design. I really like it. Bottom of banger. Not as good as Show and Max's, but it's a banger. But Lando does have a second entry here. So for testing, he's run a special lid, a special tribute to the late Gilles de Ferran, Indy 500 winner, part of McLaren, big part of Lando's career at McLaren, him moving up through the team. Gilles was a big part of his development, and a really, really smart tribute to the design he wore, Gilles, back when he won the Indy 500. Super, super simplistic, really nice. This is a banger, of course it is, come on. Zhou Guanyu, you've done it again. Black base with the super kind of iridescent, chromed out features. That's the Shanghai skyline, I believe, on the back of the helmet as well. Again, this is a template design he's rocked for a few years now, and this is my favorite version of that template. Do I put this in banger? It's not quite banger for me. It's small bang, but I'm going to have to move. I think, Carlos, you're going to have to jump down to mid, I'm afraid. Sorry, mate. Things are just getting a bit too competitive, you know, at the front. Next helmet, Esteban Ocon. Now, we know that Esteban runs a red helmet as a bit of a tribute to Michael Schumacher, which is great. But this helmet, I just don't like it. Carbon in the back with the kind of white gradients and then the kind of bright red on top of it. I mean, the Castrol is so random and the BWT is so random on it. I know they have to be there, but they just don't work with the base colours you've got going on. I don't like the background carbon fibre really at all. I'm afraid we've got to put this in Clanger. And actually, I'm putting it behind K-Mag. That to me is just, it's not it, Esteban. Sorry, mate. Next up, Logan Sargent. This helmet does things to me. This helmet is absolutely glorious. If Williams could take this colour palette, right, and put it on their F1 car, you gotta take off the US logo, but still keep, you know, you got the red in, you got the blue, right? You got the white. That would be unreal. Come on, Williams. Like, heritage white. Like, look at how good this looks. This is stunning. The Komatsu on the top works with the blue, the US flag on the side, the Williams, even like Ibotta, all these different logos, Bell on the side. It just works. And then you've got the visor strip thing with My Protein Fine, but then you've got Duracell batteries on the side. Like, that's really smart. This is stunning. This is the bangingest banger so far, for sure. It's funny because it's actually quite a similar colour palette to Max's helmet, isn't it? But it takes the dub over Max, I'm afraid. Just Max's is great, but Logan Sargent, steady on, son. There's a lot of helmets in banger and small bang. I'm gonna have to reorganise some of these categories, I think. But we're almost there. 5 to go. Next up, Daniel Ricciardo. Now, the Flames, we saw that last year. Different approach to what he's taken over recent seasons. I've loved the work Daniel's done with race service on some of his helmet designs. And the Flames, when he brought them in last year, I was like, oh, okay, it's different. It's a different take for sure. And anything unique is always going to get plaudits from me, but I wasn't in love with it. Now he's silvered it out, and f*** me, this looks good. It's so nice. It just complements and contrasts the bright Red Bull red and yellow so well. This is a banger. It just is. The standards are so high for banger. I think Daniel's in there, man. I've got to put him in banger. I do. Next up, Lance Stroll. He's got the green base. This is a bit of a throwback to his helmet he used to wear when he was junior, actually, in karting. It's a nice lid. I don't love it. I certainly don't hate it. The definition of mid. I do prefer Lewis's though, so it's going at the back end of mid. I reckon a couple of other helmets here might be joining. Oscar Piastri. So he's got the light blue, he's got a darker blue, he's got black, he's got bright red, he's got bright neon. It's not terrible, but it is like, this helmet is literally perfect for minor clang. Like it is a minor clang for me. Behind Yuki's, but ahead of Nico for sure. I feel harsh putting Yuki in minor clang now. I'd like to see Oscar try something completely different and really give himself an ownable aesthetic. It looks a bit too much like Alonso's at a glance, just worse. Pierre Gasly has brought a icy blue to the field, similar to George Russell in terms of the colour, but very different execution in terms of a lot more gradients in there. Actually, that top-down angle I think is really smart. I do actually quite like this. I think this is probably one of my favourite Gasly lids that I can think of, you know. I'm going to put it in small bang, and then I'm going to have a think once I've got everything in place. Very good job here, well done. Because last but by no means least, we have Alex Albon. Look at it. Where do you think I'm going to put it? Where the f do you think I'm going to put this? This is wonderful. It's my pink on my favourite driver's helmet, okay? But bias to one side. This helmet, absolutely. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. The only thing I'd maybe change is taking some of that Komatsu blue on the top and putting it on the kind of side as well. Rather than just having the darker navy, but I'm seriously nitpicking here. Look at it. It's wonderful. Look how nice it is. Logan's is great, but this is pink, and it's like so close to my pink as well. It has to be number one. Come on. You can't expect me to see this and not put it number one. Like, look, pink. It's what I do. Thing is, as it looks here, there's way too many in Banger, so I have to move a few around. Albon's is better than Sargent. Sargent's is better than Verstappen's. Verstappen's better than Hill. Hill better than Ricciardo. Ricciardo better than Leclerc. I think I'm happy with this. Just the 3 clangers this year. 6 bangers and 6 small bangs. So generally speaking, well done everyone. Did a good job. By the way, let me know in the comments below. What do you think the best and the worst helmet of all of these 20 are? That's a wrap. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. 2024 season content is coming up. Can't wait. My name's Tommo. Thanks again. Have a good one. Ta-da.